Obviously, this is a huge issue. Talk to me about how y'all started to think about this.
So currently, this is the only tool in our toolbox to protect our groundwater from big city interest and commercial interest outside of our region. And so, what I want to do is to make sure that our most precious, most vital resource, our groundwater, is protected for East Texans, for our families, for our farms, and our communities. And this is how the legislature has set up water policy through the many decades before us, and so it is the only tool in the toolbox to protect us from somebody taking our water and piping it out of here. And so we want to make sure that we have everything in place to protect our vital resources here in East Texas.
So, I was in Wood County this morning. They were talking about this. Who else is involved in this right now?
So I've talked to all the county judges in Northeast Texas. I've talked to a lot of community leaders and so yeah, I've just been working. I've been having some conversations for a while about how to do this the right way. We are not going to impose a property tax. We are not going to put meters on personal wells, and we are not going to meter agriculture wells. And so this will just
Okay.
be commercial users, existing and future commercial users. It'll be a low fee. And what those fees are for is to operate the entity that is in place to protect our resources. And so there we need to know what we have here. We need to know how wells are affecting the level of our aquifer. And we had the Carrizo Wilcox that goes from the Red River all the way down through South Texas, and it comes right through East Texas. It's a very prolific aquifer, but we need to know what's going on down there when we have people that are looking to pipe this water to other regions. And there are long range plans and people that are drilling test wells. And this is something that people are looking at. This is not some tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. This is real. And you can imagine what happens if we're unprotected and these commercial wells go in and start to drop the level of that aquifer. We have entire cities that run on water wells, and what if the water level drops to those wells go dry? And then we have to scramble to find funding and planning to get those wells dropped, and it could be catastrophic. And so this is a way for us to know what we have, to do the studies, and to manage the resources we have. I don't like more government. I never want more government. Government grows itself and it just kind of sucks the life out of society. But in this case, in order for us to fight for private property rights, we need a tool. We need an entity in place so that we can protect the very property that we own.
Mhm. Yeah, that was one thing that there was some confusion about this morning about how we're going to fund this thing. Could you dive into that a little bit more?
So there are commercial users out there. They could be water districts. They could be, cities and other folks. And so the legislation will probably set a base fee, and then the Groundwater Conservation District Board of Managers will have discretion to to assess fees as needed. And so when you're looking at a groundwater conservation district of this size, and you're only hitting those, you're only feeing the current commercial users, you're talking about just a few dollars a month per household or per user. And when I say a few dollars, I'm talking about single digits. And so that'll have to be worked out. What you've got to do, the district, the entity has to have adequate funds to do studies to make sure that we're managing this resource. And maybe we get sued by some big water developer. They want to take our water, and we wind up in a lawsuit. So we need resources to fight the big cities, to fight the big commercial interests that may be trying to take our water. And so you have to have something there for the GCD to work with. And but being as big as this will be, that fee will be pretty small and spread out pretty thin, so that people aren't hit with a huge fee. And as East Texans, the big cities they're growing. They have more people, so they have more representatives, which means they have more votes in the legislature. So when we come together like this, 15, 16, 18 counties, we can throw a pretty good punch And so I believe the bigger we are out here, the more united we are, the stronger we'll be, and we'll be able to protect our resources and manage them.
Is there anything I'm missing, sir?
Man, we just got to work it through. And I just want people to know that we're mindful of these threats to our natural resources, and we are leading with our judges and the other representatives and our senator from this area. Everybody's in the loop, and we don't have all the answers. We're not experts on everything, but we're working through this to make sure that we put in a good, strong entity that doesn't get in the way of people's lives, get in the way of industry and farming and homeowners, but yet make sure that that water is here for our kids and grandkids and on down the line. And so we just want to make sure we're being good stewards and protecting our resources that the Lord bless us with here.